Hello, hello, hello. We are back for our all new series on fast new frameworks that are going to give you phenomenal results. And today we're going to talk about when to go for promotion. This is a very common question people have. And I'm going to give you an equation that will give you 100% certainty. That will guarantee when you should go for promotion or partnership. It'll take out years of thinking, wondering. It will also simplify your career to take out years of overworking in the wrong direction, wasting so much time. Once you know this, you will be able to give yourself, your family, millions of extra dollars of income, early retirement, send your kids to their top choice college, pay all cash, get all the fancy things, the cars, donate money to fund your favorite charities and organizations. Money fixes problems, and here's how you can change the world. Are you ready? It's about when you know you're going to go for promotion. So here's the equation. I'm going to give it to you straight up right now. You ready? When you're 1% sure there's a chance you can get promoted, that's when you go for promotion. Let me break this down for you. I have had several chairs who have told me, oh, no, you can't go up right now. We're just not 100% sure. There's a chance they might say no to you. And when I press the chair, I'm like, this is multiple chairs. When I press them and say, so what's the problem with them saying no to me? They're like, well, your feelings are going to be hurt. And then you're going to be upset. And then you're going to be distracted. And then you're going to leave. And I just can't have you leave. So let's not have you go up. Sounds crazy. And so the messaging we're getting, our leaders are thinking we as women are delicate flowers who cannot control our emotions and who cannot withstand emotions that will just faint. Someone grab the smelling salts, let me clutch my pearls. They are so undervaluing how strong we are, when actually nothing could be further from the truth. And the chairs I'm thinking of are both women. So if you're thinking, oh, this is a man who doesn't understand, my experiences were with women. And my explanation to them is, you know what? I'm more likely to be really upset and leave if you don't let me go up when I think I should go up. I was now, this was before coaching, but I stand by it. I was reassuring her that if you're really worried about my emotion, you really want me to stay, you're going to let me go up now because I think I'm ready now. And I told her, by the way, I can handle my emotion. I am a grown woman. I promise you, I have been disappointed and upset before, but I think there's a possibility I'll be elated. And either way, I will give more to your center if you can support me in this. How does that sound? So, um, yes, it's out there reassuring our bosses. In 2024, we have to reassure our bosses, even the female ones, that we can handle our emotions. That's just where we are. And yeah, it's not too, and you know what? My thought on that is it's annoying that I have to say this. AF, annoying AF. And also, if this is the one thing standing between me and millions of dollars, I can say a couple of sentences to reassure another human about their emotions, because the reality is I do this all the time. I reassure people about their emotions all the time. This is no different. It's just this particular set of sentences gets my children millions of dollars, worth it. And hopefully by the time my children are grown adults, they're not going to have these conversations about their feelings. But until then, I will choose my children and my future every time. So here's why I advise you go up when you're just 1% sure there's a chance. Oh, this brings me to a story. I was working with someone who was going up for promotion, and actually, this is not this is before coaching, and went up for promotion, and it was unanimous. 100% people had voted her through. And my friend was like, you know what that means? You should have gone up years ahead of time. It should be a little controversial. Otherwise, you're just wasting time and millions of dollars. I just love that analogy. So wait until you're 1% sure and then give it a try. Go for it. Because here's why. Here's what I've seen. You're either going to get a yes, which is amazing, or you're going to get a crystal clear version of exactly what you need to do to get promoted. So either way is a win. You lose nothing either way. Either you get what you want, or you get a fast pass to promotion so you can go up quickly, maybe even as early as 6 months or 12 months down the line. It will direct you to what you need to do. It will take out all the guesswork. It'll say, here's the gap. Go fill it. Go write 2 more papers, get in 2 more committees, do 2 more things, and then you can go up and get your million dollars. There's no loss here. If you go up too early, the worst that's going to happen is they're going to tell you, here's what you need to do to come up again. They're not going to say, okay, we need you to go back to med school and repeat it. They're not going to say, give me millions of dollars in penalties because I'm so annoyed I had to do this. Not at all. The worst they're going to say is it's a no, and here's exactly what you need to do. It is worth it. Is it a fast track promotion? Why I encourage people to do this when they're 1% sure. Let's say you're a fresh fellow and you've been in place for a year. I say go for the promotion if you think you're 1% sure, is because the P&T committee, the requirements for promotion, partnership, tenure are not clear in most centers. They're very hidden. They're very, and I don't think universities mean to have it hidden. I just think they're terrible at any kind of clarity and transparency around anything that's important. Because not because they're trying to hurt us, but because these people in charge are not used to running a business. They're not used to um, being clear on policies because it's not their day job. Their day job is serving clinics and reading slides. They're not used to this. It's not their expertise. They don't do a great job of it. So we have to do a great job if we want to get what we want fast. Because most centers do a terrible job about P&T partnership criteria, it really behooves you to go up when you're 1% sure there's a chance. P&T documents, promotion, tenure, partnership documents will not only vary from center to center across the United States wildly, they will also vary within every department in one center. So just because your friend got promoted with 5 papers does not mean it may be 40 papers for you in your department. It varies wildly. And they change all the time. Every time there's a new dean, there's a new chair, there's a new head honcho, the first thing they're going to want to do is revise all the P&T documents. So it's going to be changing all the time. You want to know exactly what you need to be doing to get promoted as quickly as possible. For example, I have seen people who love community work. They did community work all across the world. They were rows and ranks in international organizations. And they didn't get promoted. And you know why? Because their center didn't care about community work. Their center was like, who cares? None of this counts. All we want are grants and papers. And you have none of it, so you're not going to get promoted. You need to know this. I've seen people who love titles and who do a lot of service. And they go for promotion. They're leaders in the department. Everyone sees them as a leader, and they didn't get promoted. Why? Because the center does not value leadership. All they want is education and training. That's what they care about. I've seen people who love education and training, who are superstars, who are leading the med school lectures. They go for promotion. Nah, nothing happens because the center doesn't care about teaching. All they care about is committee work and leadership. You see what I'm getting here is that if your goal is to get promoted, you need to know what is the criteria your university is promoting on. Because if those values aren't aligned, it's going to be a heck no when you go for promotion. You have to make sure your work is in partnership with what the university does. Values for promotion. It doesn't mean you have to be completely obsessed about papers if that's what your university cares about. If you're like, I'll do papers to get promoted, but what I really like is training education, you can do both. You can write papers on training education. So in my world, Next Level Freedom, we are always pairing what you want, which is promotion, by your natural preferences, which is training education, and then looking at your promotion criteria. If your institution really values papers, we're going to write papers on training education. See that? How we can kill 2 birds with 1 stone, right? Have to be very clever. We want to be very resourceful. We want to be very respectful and honoring of your time. It's a limited amount of time. We don't want to spend years wasting it. So towards this end, my philosophy is when you're interviewing at the job, that's the time to ask for the P&T documents. That's the time to have a crystal clear view of partnership. Nobody asks for it, and it's such a waste of resources not to ask for it. To go to a place and have no idea what they value, to have no idea what promotion criteria is, it will have you spinning your wheels for decades. So when you go for an interview, ask to see the most current P&T document. They might say, well, it changes every year. Of course it does. I just like to see this version so I can set myself up for success here. I want to contribute to the university at the highest level. It will help me to see what the university values. It will save you decades of overworking. Brings up a similar thing is this will also be a filter for you. Is this a good spot to land in? So my philosophy is incompatible values are generally incompatible. So if you love writing grants and the place that you work at doesn't care about grants at all, And these places exist. I know of lots of them. They're like, okay, you can get grants, but we're not going to collect them and we're not going to receive the money and we're not giving you time off service. And they're really kind of very discouraging of grants. That's not the place you want to land. You can, but it's going to be an uphill battle to do what you want to do at that center. It's just so much easier to pick a job that has compatible values as you, that also loves for physicians to get grants and has a very supportive process. You'll know that by reviewing the P&T documents. The chair will tell you, yeah, sure, we love grants. It's not in the P&D document. It doesn't really matter what the chair said because um, the chair's job is to recruit you. So you will sometimes I don't want to say it's dishonesty on purpose, but there's a way they kind of work the system and bend the rules because they want you there. Of course they do. You're amazing. So how you really know what they value is you're going to look at the P&T document as you interview. My suggestion is also to ask about where you are on the track for promotion at every annual review. This is a major mistake I see people make is they wait till they're 150% ready, they think. And then on their seventh year, they're like, can I go for promotion? And the chair's like, oh, promotion? Well, you've been here 7 years and all, but you haven't done any of the things we look for. So yes, in 7 more years, you can go for promotion. What a waste of time. So you want to ask when you interview and you want to check in every annual review. You can check in more frequently, but at least once a year, you want to check in, where am I? What do I need to do? What's the gap? How can I fill it this year? Asking as soon as the first annual review after you started from fellowship, perfect. Keeps you right on track. There are studies that show that women feel like they have to be 100% sure to go for promotion, whereas men is more like 50% true. And I don't think that's just us. I think our leaders are telling this and giving us this message too, as how I started this episode. This is definitely conditioning from the world that women have to be 1,000% qualified, for men can just be kind of like good on some days. So this is out there. Recognize it. Our leaders have different expectations from us. Society, P&T committees probably do too. And be a rebel with me. How we fight this is we go up more 1% sure we could get promoted. We just take that chance, which leads me to my next point is what would Ken do? And Ken I refer to lovingly as the guy down the hall that's not particularly special, that doesn't particularly do anything out of the ordinary, who is the typical man doing the typical man thing. What would he do? He would go up when he's 1% sure. Amazing. We can too. So use Ken for you. I think this is how we help ourselves with getting out of the conditioning trap that has us as women working 100 times harder for 10 extra years to get half of the accomplishment and reimbursement and pay and stature and academic clout that Ken does. We can use Ken for us. If Ken would go up at this rate, so can we, because we can handle our emotions if they say yes or no. I think another reason why we as women don't go up at the first chance is because what we make it mean if they say no. And this is what it'll sound like. If I didn't get it, it'll be like, I shouldn't have done it. I made a mistake. What an idiot. I have an overinflated sense of myself. I thought I was doing okay. I guess I'm doing terrible. I am so dumb. I'm so humiliated. I'm so embarrassed. Everyone's going to hate me. No one's going to like me. We make the no mean this huge ocean of horrible, painful, false information. And the idea that we might believe that is so strong that we often cut ourselves from even going up for promotion until we're ready because of what it will mean to us if we get a no. So here's what we do in coaching is here's what it really means if you get a no. Now I know exactly what I need to do. I just saved myself decades of overworking. I am so proud of me for putting this up here so that I could streamline my promotion process. I thought I was 1% ready, and I have learned that I'm not, but I know exactly what I need to get there. I 100% know I'm going to get promoted, and I know exactly what to do. How does that feel? Amazing, right? So if we promise ourselves that's how we're going to talk to ourselves at the beginning, we're much more likely to do it. And I get it if that is not language you have been accustomed to using for yourself. That's why you need to be in next level freedom, or we can help develop the dialogue that will support you getting what you want fast. So here's the thing. If you were 1% sure, if you paid $1 in the lottery, you would get 100 million, thousand, billion, zillion dollars back. I know that's not a real term. Would you do it? Yes, you would do it. You would put $1 down to be rich for the rest of your life, never have to worry, and all your grandkids have their colleges paid for. You would absolutely do it. So borrow that thinking. If there's a 1% chance you could get a six-figure raise, you get $100,000 a year for the rest of your life. That's millions of dollars. That's retiring early. That's sending your kids to colleges, paying for all your grandkids' weddings and colleges. That's spending part of the year in Italy. That's having a home in the Caribbean. It's having a better schedule, being able to have influence over the departmental policy, having more freedom, enjoying your job more, liberation, sending and funding charities and educational activities are important to you, giving your kids all of the opportunities available to them in the world. There's a 1% chance for all that. Take it, grab it, run for it, grab it from the table and put it in your pocket. Do it if there's a 1% chance. Join my program and I'll help you deal with those emotions either way, and I'll help you walk you through every step. I promise you, you're going to be fine. You'll be even better when you have millions of dollars in your bank account extra and you're working so much less. You will be better than fine, whether they say yes or no. For more, make sure you're on our email list. When you're on our email list, you'll get the podcast and trainings and invitations and specials that aren't offered to anybody else but on the email list. So you're going to want to be on the email list right now. You will know when doors open first. We only open Next Level Freedom, my large group, my lifetime group coaching program. We only open a couple of times, twice last year, only for a couple of days at a time. So you're going to want to get on the email list today. And how you do that is you subscribe. I'll put it in the show notes because it's yourpathandfocus.com/email, but you have to put all that HTTP stuff in it. So just go to the show notes and subscribe there. By the way, if you can do me a favor, forward this podcast to all of your friends. When more women have this information, there's more money flowing towards women. Our families are safer. Our jobs are safer. We are safer. We make the planet safer. Please, please, please forward this podcast to all of your friends. Find at least 10 of them. See you next time.